Good morning, church. My name is Aaron Rosenbury. A lot of you probably don't know who I am, but I've been going to Western Hills for a while now, and I was talking with David, and he said, "Hey, would you like to do a devotional for Wednesday?" So here we are, another day, another Groundhog Day in quarantine. And I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about how David talked about everything happens for a reason, and it's not in the Bible. When really what's in the Bible is that we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him. So we know eventually God's going to pull some good out of this for us. And for some, it's going to probably feel like a long time. For others, maybe you're seeing it now. Actually, what it reminds me of is a video game years ago, back in 2005. It was one of these games where you log into a world and you have a character, and the world persists even when you aren't logged into it. So other people from around the world all play at the same time or at different times. And in 2005, they introduced a bug into the game. And if your player got the bug, then they could spread the bug to others. Sound familiar? The bug would hurt your characters, so some characters tried to help heal the characters. Some characters were so powerful that the bug didn't really bother them, so they didn't care if they got the bug and spread it to others. And so during this time, the game was essentially unplayable. And it lasted for an entire month, which to somebody who plays the game is a crazy long amount of time. Because they're paying for it. They're paying per month to play the game. And they probably have a lot of friends they talk to in the game. And so during this month, they can't play their game they're paying for. They can't play with their friends. It's just super frustrating for those players. And you think during that time, what good possibly come out of this bug in this game? Well, about a year and a half later, some epidemiologists, some people who study pandemics and contagious disease, stuff like that, they found out about this event, or they thought about it, whatever the process was, and decided they were going to study this. So the company that makes the game gave them all the data of all the players and where they were at all the times for this whole month, and they tracked what players were doing, people were doing during this essentially pandemic in a game. Some fled to the places where no other players were. They learned a lot about how people would behave in a pandemic situation because people were behaving in a pandemic situation. So they developed models for what they think would happen in the real world. Then it turns out they were right. The game did quarantines and they weren't 100% effective because some people just didn't care. And so a lot of what we know today, before all this happened, about pandemics and how people react, were because of a bug in a video game in 2005 that they studied a year and a half later and didn't see really the true fruits of until 12 years after that. So right now we're right in the middle of the storm, and we can't see the end. Just like the people who played during this bug of this game, they were in the middle of it. They couldn't see the end. They couldn't understand what was going to come of this, and were just frustrated. I, in my own life, am already seeing positives out of this. I know there's a lot of suffering, pain, and grief. But for me, I'm getting more time with my kids than I got before. Now in the afternoons, I have time to take them outside and go play with them. Whereas before, it was get home from work, go get them from school, get home, baths, dinner, bed, just getting everything done. And now we have better dinners for our kids. It's not just like get dinner around and get them in bed. I see a whole lot of people exercising outside my house that we never saw before. It was like some people would exercise, now it's tons. And our church is reaching so many more people than they were before. So we'll get through this. Like David said, happiness is fleeting, and pain and suffering and sadness are also fleeting. We hold on to the joy because the joy is permanent. The joy is a who, and that who has been there from the beginning and he's there in the end, and he will always be there. So I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves. I reach out to people, socialize with people even from a distance. Thankfully we have the internet. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe at home if you can. And I look forward to spending time at church with all of you again as soon as we can. God bless.